Ukraine in panic, as Russia starts proper collapse of their front. It's day 1190 of Russia's operation in Ukraine. Let's dive deeper. We will start from the eastern flank of Pokrovsk. Recently there have been very interesting developments on this front in general. First of all, in several of my reports, I have been telling you guys how Ukraine will likely redeploy reinforcements to this area, as this flank can weaken their defenses in both directions. And I have suggested that units transferred here would likely be from the northern borders. And it turns out, Ukrainian armed forces have deployed around 3 brigades to this area. These include their paratroopers and other mechanized brigades. They will likely be responsible for these areas. However, it would still take a couple more days before we get the idea which brigades are deployed where. For many of you this might look insignificant, but you have to keep in mind that this will dictate where Russia moves next. Because capabilities of defending forces changes direction and tactics used in the attack. Now let's look at the frontline changes. At the Avdiivka node, in my previous report I explained how Russian forces were able to follow the heights and reach the eastern part of the village. And then I suggested they might attack these positions on the heights, or will try to probe the defense of the village. And according to the report, they opted to probe the defenses of the village. In the next report it was confirmed that they have reached the outskirts from the south. While they were doing this, their DRG units launched attacks on Rusin Yar and Yablonivka. We will talk about Yablonivka in a minute, but the attack on Rusin Yar complicated the situation for Ukrainian forces in these villages, as their rear position was now being attacked. Meanwhile at Popovyar, defenses of the village were not able to hold Russian forces, and Ukrainian forces had to move back. According to the report, Popovyar was now under Russian control. They, without wasting any time, instantly launched an attack on Poltavka, and took advantage of pressure that was being applied from all sides. According to the latest report, they were able to enter the village from southeast. But there are unconfirmed rumors that suggest the village has already fallen under Russian control. However, we will have to wait for confirmation. In the meantime, Russian units have opened yet another axis towards Pokrovsk. This time they are attacking along this line. In the latest report it was confirmed they were able to reach Shevchenko-Pershi and took this area under their control. This will assist this axis, and also further stretch out Ukrainian resources. Speaking of this axis, recently Russian forces were able to take the eastern part of Maryinka under their control. Now moving to the other side of the highway. Here the pocket has finally closed. Last time on this front, we saw how due to Russia's attack from 2 sides, Ukraine was forced to make the decision to withdraw their forces from this big area. According to the latest report, Ukrainian forces continue to withdraw gradually, and Russian forces have started attacking Zorya. As a result, this big area was captured by them. This includes full control of Nativka, Stara Mykolaievka, and also western part of Zorya. In addition, from Novolanivka, Russian forces were able to take this area under their control. However, their DRG were attacking the Yablonivka itself. This village was important, as this was one of the main supply points for this direction. Fall of this would mean weakening Ukrainian defenses in this area. Now deploying reinforcement would also not go without any consequences. And the consequences followed fast. At the Sumy front, while Russian forces were collapsing the Donetsk front, their fellow units launched an attack on a wide front. According to the report, this area was taken over by the Russian forces. This means Ukraine lost Volodymyrivka and half of Vodilaga. As you can see, Ukraine is in a lose-lose situation. If they take reinforcement from one direction, Russia advances in another. Subscribe for more frontline updates. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.